and frankly, if you read the briefing document and look at this, which is every person who's a named person involved with crash retrievals and what have you going back 70 years, you're going to see that fleshed out with a whole bunch of more information, but also with current information about who's creating criminal activities and where. So there's a lot. Now, one of the things I've said to them, and now they agree with me, the members of Congress, don't do this in a skiff. You wouldn't afford a top secret setting to the Gambino family that's selling heroin, right? Why? I mean, or, you know, if it's a criminal operation, why do you afford them the courtesy of this being disclosed in some secret way? No, it should be out there in a public open hearing with subpoenas. And I have said that if you don't have subpoenas and an open hearing, you're wasting your time. You might as well refer all of this to DOJ and FBI and sick them on it, because it's basically ineffectual. So that's the other thing. Everyone listening, you need to write to your senators, two senators and your member of the House and the president, and say this should be open hearings and it needs to be openly disclosed, because the people have a right to know. And remember, the reason I'm doing all, even saying, I'm out on a limb saying a lot of this today, Eisenhower, when he gave that final speech, Beware the Military Industrial Complex, one of the things he said was that only an informed citizenry can prevent the loss of democracy. So, you know, he's right. He was right in 1961, the day he left office, because, by the way, he had been betrayed by this cabal. That's when it all went illegal back in the late 50s. And Eisenhower was shoved aside, Kennedy was shoved aside. They then killed Kennedy, they killed RFK, they killed Marilyn Monroe, they killed Forrestal, and they continue to kill people. And what I keep saying is, where the hell is law enforcement? Now, I've been saying this for 30 years. These are treasonous high crimes and what have you. Why are these people untouchable? Why in the world do we have a Department of Justice and an FBI if they're going to sit on their hands when the worst crimes in the history of the United States of America are going forward unchecked? So this is where I am becoming impatient, because there is no excuse for the foot dragging. And at this point, I actually think the people are going to have to weigh in on this. The media needs to weigh in on this. I will cooperate with any media and provide them anything they want, up to, but not including confidential names and methods that I've been told not to disclose because of honoring people's requests for their own privacy and safety. But, you know, I'm willing to stick my neck out, but some of these people aren't. And I mean, one of our witnesses recently who was going to come up and testify over to one of the Senate groups, committees, when his wife found out, she says, I am divorcing you. I am divorcing you if you go to that meeting, because it's too dangerous and we have children. This is what I deal with. And I understand it. But that's why subpoenas have to happen. That's why there has to be federal interrogation where the people are interrogated and then they don't have a choice, right? Right now, the only people who are coming up are people who are willing to stick their necks out, who are enormously courageous people. I have 3 new whistleblowers coming to DC next week, and we're meeting and we're doing a whole thing. But it's risky, and they're scared, and they have PTSD over it. They really do. And I understand that. I mean, but it's got to happen. But this is why there needs to be subpoenas, because then well, I have to. So then if a family member or someone says, oh, well, I'm going to divorce you if you give the testimony, they go, well, I have to. So this is called, you have to compel the testimony. You have to compel the evidence. People holding this evidence, you compel it. We're out of time to go, pretty please, will you do this? I've been doing that for 30 some years. Now it needs to be, you must do this. We need that document. We need the schematic of that underground base. We need that data on the material. We need all this operational detail, and they are compelled by law to do so. And if they don't, then they are colluding with a criminal conspiracy. That's what RICO is. So let me explain RICO a little bit. If you were involved, opportune, or facilitate criminal enterprises, even unwittingly, if you do it more than once, then you are complicit and can be charged with all the crimes of the RICO. Now, the good news is federal law enforcement is extending immunity as well as protection and monitoring for people wanting to come forward. This is why I'm asking people, don't delay, please come forward. It's better that you come forward voluntarily now than that you get eventually rounded up and interrogated. That's what I think people need to decide what side of this you want to fall on. And this is also true with people who have been going up there spreading lies. You need to make, I mean, this is kind of a, we say in the South, a coming to Jesus moment where you need to decide if you're going to stay on that path because it's in violation of multiple federal laws, or if you're going to get, right and do the right thing, and not continue to spread lies and disinformation. The question is, this is a matter of what people decide to do. I think many of them, they kind of don't have a choice because I think someone's got something on them and they're forcing them to say and do the things they're doing. This kind of blackmail and bribery happens all the time in this business. And by the way, it's happening with a couple members of Congress and at least one member of the Trump cabinet that I know that's going on. I won't say more than that, but I mean, it's a very serious problem. I think the other really key thing for people to begin to understand is the only way this logjam of secrecy gets broken is a asymmetric disclosure of enough whistleblowers handing off the information. Let me say something here. I don't think the people holding that evidence need to be named. The evidence will speak for itself. If they want to do it as confidential informants or anonymously, no problem. We can receive it, we can get it to the right people, and if it comes to me, here's my promise, it'll end up on our blockchain system where the whole world will see it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to hold that back. Go through my archive and see what's in there. Most people have it. If you go to Disclosure Project Intelligence or dpiarchive.com, you'll see everything everyone thinks they're asking for, it's already in there.
Yeah, you don't sit on it. You put it out immediately.
Yes.
And, that's how you roll. The blockchain system is protection.
But that also helps keep you alive, right?
Yeah, it's protection. It's like you start. It's
so
that
my precious
thing, right?
I know people holding this kind of evidence and they think it's dangerous to hand it over. No, it's dangerous for them to hold it.
Yes.
Okay, because nobody knows who they are. A lot of people know what we're doing, but if it's out there publicly, then it de-targets them. This is the concept that is very hard for people who live in that world of classified information where they've been brainwashed to keep this secret, even though it's an illegal classification, totally illegal, is that they have to keep it so secret. But by having it, but wanting to move it forward, but being half in and half out, they're actually at great risk. Whereas if it gets put out there, it doesn't have to be attacked. No one actually cares about the individuals. They don't. No one cares about me. I don't care about these disinformation agents saying I'm a Russian agent. I don't know them personally. I don't care. People care about the mission.